Jamaica, Japan, Kazakhstan, Kenya, Korea, Kosovo, Laos, Lithuania, Malaysia, Malta, Mauritius, Mexico, Mongolia, Myanmar, and Namibia. Okay, Ken, now you're just being a ham. Get out of here. And make way for Nepal. Nepal is a 20 medical student. She proudly starts the campaign Healthcare for All, a program that provides free checkups, treatment, and consultations to mothers and children in rural areas. Nepal.
Netherlands. 24-year-old Netherlands hopes to use her crown to inspire others to take care of the planet. This nature and animal advocate is an international DJ who has worked across the United States and Europe. Netherlands.
New Zealand. New Zealand is a 27-year-old fashion stylist with a master's degree in professional styling. She enjoys writing music and poems, but her ultimate goal is to travel the world helping people, animals, and the climate. New Zealand.
Nicaragua. Nicaragua is an avid reader who took dancing lessons for 10 years. Growing up, her family struggled financially, but this 19-year-old persevered by learning how to manage stress and create her own destiny. Nicaragua.
Nigeria. Nigeria competed at her national pageant just weeks after her mother tragically passed away. This resilient 26-year-old pushed on knowing that it's what her biggest cheerleader would have wanted. Nigeria.
Norway. Norway is an instrumental technician who teaches children about robotics. This 21-year-old is committed to helping textile workers around the world receive better working conditions and wages. Norway.
Panama. Panama is an intern at the United Nations Office for Project Services. As a consultant for several UN agencies, this 22-year-old specializes in researching companies who are looking to donate money to nonprofits. Panama.
Paraguay. In school, 26-year-old Paraguay was recognized for her social work and named the best student for 8 years straight. Her biggest dream is to volunteer in South Africa helping underprivileged kids. Paraguay.
Peru. 26-year-old Peru struggled with self-esteem issues growing up because she was body shamed by her peers. This now confident queen volunteers for an institution that fosters abandoned and abused children and teens. Peru.
23-year-old Philippines was raised by her grandparents, so she is passionate about senior care. She plans to raise awareness and build support for constructing more elderly care centers throughout her country. Philippines!
Poland. 28-year-old Poland has her master's degree in law from a top university. She is currently working to set up a service that will offer free legal advice to help empower women in her country. Poland.
Portugal! Portugal is a nature lover who has a degree in landscape architecture. This 20-year-old supports the Prince Albert II of Monaco Foundation, which aims to preserve our planet. Portugal!
Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is a professional model who's pursuing a career in marketing and public relations. This impressive 24-year-old has traveled to 5 different continents and had dreamed of becoming Miss Universe since she was a little girl. Puerto Rico!
Romania! 26-year-old Romania is a representative for the World Youth Leaders Union, a nonprofit for young entrepreneurs. She has an international law degree and has interned at the United Nations. Romania!
St. Lucia. St. Lucia studied economics, literature, and communications in college and is now a concierge agent for a respected hotel chain. This 23-year-old started a program called Homework Saturdays to tutor children in need. St. Lucia.
Let's welcome back Nepal, Netherlands, New Zealand, Nicaragua, Nigeria, Norway, Panama, Paraguay, Peru, Philippines, Poland, Portugal, Puerto Rico, Romania, and St. Lucia. Please welcome Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone enjoys cooking and making handmade soap in her spare time. This 22-year-old's passion is giving back to her community, so she advocates for a campaign hoping to stop sexual violence against children in her country. Sierra Leone.
Singapore. Singapore graduated college with a bachelor's in biomedical science. This 24-year-old Red Cross volunteer is a certified phlebotomist and an advocate for inclusivity and equality. Singapore.
Slovak Republic. 24-year-old Slovak Republic is a finance and accounting student at a prestigious university. She enjoys salsa dancing and believes that outer beauty comes from being smart and kind on the inside. Slovak Republic.
South Africa. South Africa is a passionate activist engaged in the fight against gender-based violence. This 26-year-old has a social media campaign devoted to changing the narrative around gender stereotypes. South Africa.
Spain! Spain has been to 12 countries and has always been fascinated with different cultures. This 20-year-old has been modeling since finishing high school, speaks 3 languages fluently, but understands 6. Spain!
Sweden. Sweden was born in an archipelago and obtained her boating license at just 12 years old. Now 22, this runway model and avid golfer enjoys swimming and wakeboarding in her spare time. Sweden.
Tanzania! Tanzania is an environmental activist with a degree in environmental science and management. An agricultural university in her country named this 23-year-old the most influential woman of 2018. Tanzania!
Thailand. 26-year-old Thailand has a bachelor's degree in kinesiology. This former sports TV host and DJ enjoys reading graphic novels so much that she began writing her own series. Thailand.
Turkey! 23-year-old Turkey recently finished an internship at a prestigious law firm. She is an accomplished basketball star, playing for 10 years and earning 7 Most Valuable Player awards. Turkey!
Ukraine. Ukraine volunteers with several charitable foundations that support both veterans and children in need. She enjoys boxing and painting, but this 26-year-old's true passion is fishing. Ukraine.
Uruguay! Uruguay is a college student majoring in business administration and communications. This 21-year-old Mick Jagger fan is a self-taught guitarist who spends her free time singing, running, and rescuing animals. Uruguay!
USA. Before winning her national title, USA worked as an attorney practicing complex civil litigation. This 28-year-old currently works as a correspondent for an entertainment news outlet and runs a fashion blog. USA!
U.S. Virgin Islands! U.S. Virgin Islands has visited 77 countries and can hold a conversation in 5 languages. This well-traveled 28-year-old is currently pursuing her master's degree in international business. U.S. Virgin Islands.
Venezuela. Venezuela is a 20-year-old marketing student who plans to pursue her master's in fashion management. This award-winning synchronized swimmer says being underwater makes her feel strong and creative. Venezuela.
Vietnam! Vietnam has worked with a Google initiative that provides free digital and business training in her country. This 27-year-old architecture student is a former winner of Vietnam's Next Top Model. Vietnam! Let's all welcome back to the stage our delegates, starting with Sierra Leone, Singapore, Slovak Republic, South Africa, Spain, Sweden, Tanzania, Thailand, Turkey, Ukraine, Uruguay, USA, U.S. Virgin Islands, Venezuela, and Vietnam.
What do you guys think? Thankfully, absolutely nothing went wrong there. Am I right?
That brings us to the end of the swimsuit competition. Let's give our delegates one more big round of applause. Now, Nick, as you mentioned earlier, everyone has the chance to vote for the 90 delegates to get into. To the semifinals. Just head to vote.missuniverse.com for more details.
All right, now, Kat, very important here. Which one of those contestants do you think is going to take your crown?
Well, I actually really liked the one that...
Actually, you know what? No. Don't answer that. That was actually a trick question. None of those contestants are taking your crown on Sunday. That's right, because Miss Universe is debuting a brand new design.
Exactly.
Check this out.
The universal theme of nature, strength, beauty, femininity, and unity, the Mawad Miss Universe Crown 2019 began life with this inspiration.
Our challenge in crafting the extraordinary was to embrace the values of Miss Universe and translate them visually into a diamond-studded crown that represents ambition, diversity, community, and beauty. This crown came to life in a meticulous process that combined the artistry of a creative vision using technology, master craftsmen, and the expertise to source and polish the diamonds to the highest standards.
At the center of the crown lies a splendid golden finery diamond weighing 62.82 carats. This splendid diamond and the two other pearls were cut from the same rough roasted Botswana.
The crown's name, The Power of Unity, is meant to celebrate a woman for being complex, diverse, unapologetically ambitious, and strong. The interconnected vine motif name, The Power of Unity, is meant to celebrate a woman for being complex, diverse, unapologetically ambitious, and strong. The interconnected vine motifs are meant to represent the community of women from around the world whose bonds unite them and reminds us we are stronger together than apart.
Now at Miss Universe 4 Unity Crown, an extraordinary craftsmanship
wants a crown. Kat, if there is one thing that I know about you, it is that you're an open book for all your fans. So it's no surprise that you recently spent a day with the Miss Universe digital team and you answered some of burning questions from our fans. Let's take a peek at that.
Hey everyone, it's Kat, or you might know me as Miss Universe. You can also call me Catriona. Confidence is like a muscle that you have to choose to use, and the more that you use it, the easier it gets. It's really about getting involved in your community, whatever that may look like. It might be just volunteering your time or putting together an awareness campaign, whatever you feel would contribute to us. My advice for my brand new sister, congratulations. I can't wait to see what you will do with this year and how you will contribute back. They usually look for the gown or the crown and ask why I'm not wearing it. And if you guys will notice, we're in a set. A couple of minutes earlier, I was actually sitting in this chair. And I recorded my year in the live review. The high of my year was definitely all the different organizations I got to work with as some most important ones. Ambition, I really believe that we have a dream in our heart for a reason. Ambition for me is going after that no matter what life is like. Fall is one of my favorite seasons because you see the transition of the season through the leaves changing color, and especially with the outdoor seating, if you have a place like this, you just sit out here, have a coffee, have a book, just enjoy the weather. My favorite part about New York is really the people. I love that you can walk down the street and hear every language, you see every color of person and their unique sense of style. It's like everyone here feels like they can just express themselves however they want. Dream job would be anything that allows me to be a creative. Definitely being open about who you are and what you believe in. So we'll go back in time. I hope it would be something like to do with music or to do with my contribution to different causes. I think I just listened to a lot of music growing up. Music has always been a part of my life. I was in choir and dance band growing up, so I love Beyonce. Every time I watch her, I'm just so inspired by her work ethic, how she's constantly evolving artistically. I really saw it as a platform. I saw how young, empowered women could go out there and really have the causes that they believe in heard. And so I was really inspired by that, to combine my cause work and my volunteer work with the platform of pageantry. A lot of things. Memes, mines are always a go-to. I want to show people that I'm never going to slow down. Like, I want to show people that my reign wasn't just for a year. I'm still going to keep doing the work that I love. I love anything of Japanese food, and second to that would be Thai or Vietnamese. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with me.
All right, those are some hard-hitting questions, Kat, but I must know, what is the question you are asked the most?
You know what? People always come up to us, and especially me, and are saying, how can you possibly walk in those type of heels? And we witnessed earlier these amazing women come out here glowing with confidence, and even though we had a few falls, they took themselves up, they stood back up again, and I just want to take the chance to acknowledge that, because when we're backstage, that's the one thing that we're hoping won't happen. And unfortunately it did tonight. And I want you all to give yourselves a round of applause for being an amazing audience, for really encouraging those girls to get back up on their feet. Thank you so much. So as the selection committee makes their final swimsuit tabulations, I'd love to give a shout out to our amazing sponsors who have made the show possible. Farouk Systems, the makers of Chi and BioSilk, Sherry Hill, Miss O Skincare, OP Cosmetics, and Moad, makers of the Miss Universe Power of Unity crown. Also, thank you to our partners Chinese Laundry, G Sanzi Swimwear, and Pajama Sutra. And please give a big, warm round of applause to the president of the Miss Universe organization, Paula Shugart.
Okay, but Kat, I'm not sure if you've heard, but today's actually Paula's birthday. Now, she doesn't know anything about this. We didn't tell her about this. And I do know that you happen to be a singer. So would you mind leading this audience in singing happy birthday to Paula Sugar.
Would you all join me, please? Let's get up on our feet. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Paula. Happy birthday to you.
All right, Paula, now I'm going to bring out all 90 contestants one by one to sing you happy birthday in their native languages. Okay, we don't actually have that much time. So are you guys ready to bring the contestants back out here, though? All right, well, what do you say we start the evening gown competition? And we're going to kick it off with Albania. Albania has been playing volleyball for the past 11 years. In addition to being named Gatorade Player of the Year nominee, this 21-year-old was the youngest ever starter on her country's national volleyball team. Albania.
Angola began working at 17 to help her single mother pay for her studies. Now 20, she works for an organization that helps keep teenagers off drugs, and she hopes to become a successful businesswoman. Angola.
Argentina. Argentina is currently a student at 2 different universities, taking journalism and law courses. This 23-year-old says her main goal in life is to promote positivity and equality around the world. Argentina.
Armenia. Armenia has been watching the Miss Universe pageant since she was 6 years old. Now 21, she hopes to use her title to raise awareness about her country's social problems and empower girls and women to stand up for their rights. Armenia.
Aruba. Aruba recently volunteered for a breast cancer awareness foundation. This 21-year-old decided to compete at Miss Universe so she could develop herself and have a positive influence on the lives of others. Aruba.
Australia. Australia is a law graduate who works as a part of the Victorian government. This 27-year-old is the first Indian Australian ever crowned and plans to use her title to positively impact the marginalized and disadvantaged. Australia.
Bahamas. Bahamas has been part of numerous fundraising efforts and initiatives to assist survivors of Hurricane Dorian. This 24-year-old is an avid reader and wrote her book called Struggles with Destiny when she was just 13. Bahamas.
Bangladesh. 20-year-old Bangladesh is a student and model who aspires to become a media persona and philanthropist. Her volunteer work includes planting trees and working at a shelter, and she enjoys cooking in her spare time. Bangladesh.
Barbados. Barbados is a law student and fashion model who currently interns at a prestigious firm. Being an avid reader led to this 20-year-old's second passion, writing poetry and short stories. Barbados.
Belgium. Belgium always dreams of serving in her country's Air Force. When that didn't work out, this 24-year-old worked at the airport to save money for a civil aviation course and is now a certified commercial pilot. Belgium.
Belize. 26-year-old Belize's mission is to end the cycle of violence against women. She is proud to work in a male-dominated field as property claims adjuster and can often be found climbing on roofs or crawling under homes. Belize.
Bolivia. Bolivia worked alongside firefighters to help extinguish the recent Amazon forest fire and collected goods for those affected. This 21-year-old has been on a mission to stop gender violence after her own grandmother was murdered. Bolivia.
Brazil. 25-year-old Brazil supports the feminist movement and is proud to spread the concept of sisterhood. She's a compelling communicator and was honored to receive an invitation to speak about feminism at a recent TED Talk. Brazil.
British Virgin Islands. British Virgin Islands has an honors graduate degree in media and communication studies with a minor in history. This 26-year-old award-winning softball player is pursuing her master's in global strategic communication and creative writing. British Virgin Islands.
Bulgaria. 25-year-old Bulgaria enjoys bodybuilding and does her best to motivate other women to hit the gym as well. She excels in the classroom and was a top math student in both high school and college. Bulgaria.
Let's welcome back our stunning delegates, starting off with Albania. Angola. Argentina. Armenia. Aruba. Australia. Bahamas. Bangladesh. Barbados. Belgium. Belize. Bolivia. Brazil. British Virgin Islands. And Bulgaria. Let's start off the second group of evening gown competition with Cambodia. Cambodia hopes to break the chain of poverty in her country by motivating children to focus on their studies. This 18-year-old trained dancer recently helped build a house for Habitat for Humanity. Cambodia.
Canada. Canada is a 24-year-old aspiring sports broadcaster who recently worked as an on-court host for a semi-professional basketball team. This former goaltender played hockey for 7 years and was named MVP at 2 different tournaments. Canada.
Cayman Islands. At 8 years old, Cayman Islands experienced one of her island's most devastating hurricanes ever. Now 23, she's an advocate for climate change prevention and has partnered with the government to lend support to environmental matters. Cayman Islands.
Chile. When 20-year-old Chile was young, she had breathing problems and once had to be revived by her uncle. She's now CPR certified, which comes in handy in her current job as a volunteer firefighter. Chile.
China. China earned her bachelor's degree in stage makeup design. Now that this 26-year-old has won her national title, she wants to use her expertise to help others achieve their dreams and give them more confidence. China.
Colombia. Colombia is an accomplished 24-year-old with a law degree and minor in entrepreneurship. Before winning her national title, she worked as an attorney for Microsoft in their corporate external legal affairs department. Colombia.
Costa Rica. After her father slipped into a coma, Costa Rica realized how precious life is. This 28-year-old has since discovered true happiness and giving to others, so she volunteers with an organization that helps the homeless. Costa Rica.
Croatia. Croatia can read and write both Latin and Cyrillic. This 22-year-old former clarinet player is the co-founder and ambassador of an organization that funds treatments for seriously ill children. Croatia.
Curacao. Curacao speaks 4 languages and is currently learning a degree in finance. This 22-year-old wrote a book called Dream of a Princess to motivate children to read more and reduce childhood illiteracy. Curacao.
Czech Republic. When Czech Republic was 4 years old, doctors discovered a tumor in her chest. Now 24 and healthy, she has a soft spot for hospitalized children and is working with an organization to raise money for a girl with spinal muscular atrophy. Czech Republic.
Denmark. Denmark loves exploring the world and already visited 28 countries. This 23-year-old has been dancing ballet since she was 4 and proudly studied at the Royal Danish Ballet School for 7 years. Denmark.
Dominican Republic. 18-year-old Dominican Republic is studying international affairs and is a part-time aviation student. She's hoping to use her crown to advocate for an end to child marriage in her country and around the world. Dominican Republic.
Ecuador. Ecuador has won several medals as a former tennis champion. This 22-year-old was unable to participate in international competitions due to a lack of financial support, so she plans to support lower-income athletes in the future. Ecuador.
Egypt. Egypt feels it's important for women to love themselves no matter their size. This 20-year-old created the hashtag, "If you can't love yourself, no one can love you," after struggling in the modeling industry. Egypt.
El Salvador. El Salvador was a wrestling-obsessed tomboy growing up. This 25-year-old martial artist has a college degree in communications and hopes to become a professional sports broadcaster in the future. El Salvador.
Let's bring back to the stage Cambodia, Canada, Cayman Islands, Chile, China, Colombia, Costa Rica, Croatia, Curacao, Czech Republic, Denmark, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, Egypt, and El Salvador. keep it going with Equatorial Guinea. Equatorial Guinea is a primary school teacher who speaks 3 languages. This 20-year-old basketball and soccer player plans to get her doctorate degree within the next 5 years. Equatorial Guinea.
Finland. Finland's family had a horse growing up, so this 23-year-old is an excellent rider. She's hoping to build a better future for children as an ambassador for an organization that helps educate young girls in developing countries. Finland.
France. France has used her title to raise both awareness and funds for breast cancer screening and research. This 25-year-old digital influencer and aspiring actress has a degree in international trade. France.
Georgia. Georgia leads a reading class for children from poor and socially vulnerable families. This 25-year-old reads to the kids about history, adventures, and fairy tales, enabling them to learn, fantasize, and dream of a better life. Georgia.
Germany. Germany has a degree in journalism and business communication and has been writing stories since she was 8 years old. Now 23, she's planning to write a book about the life of her grandmother, who hailed from Trinidad and Tobago. Germany.
Great Britain. Great Britain started a campaign, #ASisterhoodEffect, to encourage women to voice their appreciation for each other via social media comments. This 27-year-old is a musical theater junkie and wants to claim a National Acting Award. Great Britain.
Guam. 18-year-old Guam represented her country at the International Young Scientist Innovation Exhibition in Malaysia. She's fluent in Mandarin and plans to pursue her MBA with a concentration in pharmaceutical management. Guam.
Haiti. Haiti has a bachelor's in international development and civil law. This 26-year-old speaks 4 languages and is planning to further her education by pursuing a master's degree in international law. Haiti.
Honduras. 26-year-old Honduras enjoys visiting hospitals to cheer up sick children. She's an extreme sports junkie and business owner who's won multiple awards for modeling and CrossFit. Honduras.
Iceland. Iceland had to shave her head last year after damaging her hair by dyeing it so she'd blend in culturally. It taught this 20-year-old to just be herself, and she's now proud to be the first biracial woman to represent her country at Miss Universe. Iceland.
India. At 26, India has a degree in clinical nutrition and dietetics and a master's in public health. She formerly worked with the World Bank as a technical advisor to the Public Health Administration. India.
Indonesia. 20-year-old Indonesia has a nonprofit that advocates for the importance of providing birth certificates to children in need. She proudly met with the president of her country to discuss her platform and received his support. Indonesia.
Ireland. 26-year-old Ireland launched a social media campaign spotlighting women and diversity in STEM fields. This former Junior Olympic track and field medalist plans to get her pilot's license and wants to be the first person to walk on Mars. Ireland.
Israel. Israel trained as a professional triathlete for 7 years and has participated in several national and international competitions. Not long after she began training, this 23-year-old won the European Triathlon Championship. Israel.
Italy. Italy's biggest passion is ballet, and this 20-year-old attended a dance academy for 8 years. After witnessing one of her friends struggle with anorexia, she began meeting with young women and organizing initiatives to promote a healthier lifestyle. Italy.
Let's welcome back on stage Equatorial Guinea, Finland, France, Georgia, Germany, Great Britain, Guam, Haiti, Honduras, Iceland, India, Indonesia, Ireland, Israel, and Italy. Kicking off our fourth group, please welcome to the stage, Jamaica. Jamaica is a 19-year-old piano player and environmentalist. She has her own initiative called Crochet for Charity that makes and sells handcrafted earrings with profits going towards various causes. Jamaica.
Japan. Japan recently studied abroad in the Philippines. This 22-year-old aspiring entrepreneur said that living with others from different cultures showed her that in the end, people are all the same. Japan.
Kazakhstan. 18-year-old Kazakhstan is a blood donor and advocate for heart disease prevention. She enjoys making clothes for herself and those in need, and once participated in an archaeological expedition. Kazakhstan.
Kenya. 18-year-old Kenya volunteered with the World Food Program, helping to provide basic needs for refugees in her country. She's new to pageantry, but is a high fashion model who's been acting since she was 6. Kenya.
Korea. Korea is a 25-year-old artist who volunteers her time to paint murals in underprivileged areas. She's an animal lover who recently rescued a cat, and she spends her spare time playing the violin, weight training, and jogging. Korea.
Kosovo. 21-year-old Kosovo believes that volunteering is the best way to connect with her community. She gives back by finding shelter and food for homeless children and working with a group that collects trash and protects the environment. Kosovo.
Laos. Laos is a 23-year-old student and part-time model. This avid reader and martial artist plans to get her master's degree in the UK and eventually start her own interior design business back in her home country. Laos.
Lithuania. Lithuania is a 21-year-old nursing student who volunteers regularly at a blood donation center. She entered the medical field because she wants to make the world a better and healthier place. Lithuania.
Malaysia. 22-year-old Malaysia would like to work in the entertainment field, preferably as a talk show show host. She struggled with low self-esteem as a teen because of her unhealthy lifestyle, but started taking care of herself and has since flourished. Malaysia.
Malta. Malta has already faced many struggles in her life, including losing her father to cancer and the death of one of her 11 siblings. This resilient 23-year-old now visits schools where she speaks to children about appreciating themselves and what they currently have in life. Malta.
Mauritius. Mauritius is an advocate for children's welfare and aspires to have her own nonprofit for those who are victims of sexual abuse. This 21-year-old finds her inner peace by regularly practicing yoga and meditation. Mauritius.
Mexico. 25-year-old Mexico believes her mission in life is advocating for the importance of emotional and mental health. She has published 2 books, one about quantum physics and the other about human empowerment. Mexico.
Mongolia. 25-year-old Mongolia launched a national campaign entitled Unfriend to protect children from cyber crimes. Her country's president came on board and urged social media users to use social networking properly to prevent risks. Mongolia.
Myanmar. 20-year-old Myanmar is currently taking acting courses. She's nicknamed Super.
Strong. The interconnected Vine motifs are meant to represent the community of women from around the world.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Cassini Ganatos, Milaim Laim. Welcome to the NAIM Dawn. And we are the
Baby, I'm home. Happy yes ako kapag listo at ganado siyang kumain. that provides education and medical care for her country's children. Paraguay.
Peru. Peru was a top student at her university and graduated with a degree in business administration. This 26-year-old is one of several women in her family to compete in pageants and was a competitive volleyball player for 7 years. Peru.
Philippines. Philippines was recently named a Sustainable Development Goals Ambassador and received an award from the UN. This 23-year-old animal lover says that becoming a professional model at the age of 15 has been one of her proudest achievements. Philippines.
Poland. Poland hosted a travel show and is currently a senior cabin crew member and ambassador for an airline. This well-traveled 28-year-old spends nearly 900 hours in the air every year and has visited close to 40 countries. Poland.
Portugal. This is not only
Domestic violence victims, helping boost their self-esteem through workshops. Puerto Rico. Saint Lucia. Saint Lucia is a steel pan player who has competed at carnival competitions for 8 years. Advocating for climate-resilient countries is important to this 23-year-old, as one bad hurricane could set her country's socioeconomic development back 50 years. Saint Lucia.
Let's welcome back Nepal, Netherlands, New Zealand, Nicaragua, Nigeria, Norway, Panama, Paraguay, Peru, Philippines, Poland, Portugal, Puerto Rico, Romania, and St. Lucia. Let's kick off the next group with Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone is proud to be the first female in her family to attend college. This 22-year-old is studying procurement, logistics, and supply, and wants to start a fashion line and eventually host her own.
The sustainability of the global food ecosystem. Singapore.
Slovak Republic. Slovak Republic coordinates meetings and workshops for young women who struggle with eating disorders. This 24-year-old leads an active lifestyle and encourages women to compete in pageants to gain respect for themselves and others. Slovak Republic.
South Africa. South Africa grew up in a rural village and had to leave school early because she couldn't afford the fees. Thanks to pageantry, she was given an opportunity to return to the classroom and earn her public relations diploma. South Africa.
Spain! Spain is a former Girl Scout who enjoys the great outdoors. This 20-year-old vegetarian has spent a lot of time hiking the mountains and has spent many nights under the sky with just a sleeping bag or a hammock. Spain!
Sweden. Sweden once won a singing competition and enjoys the way music makes her feel. After losing her grandmother to Alzheimer's, this 22-year-old began visiting nursing homes to sing to others who suffered from the disease. Sweden.
Tanzania. Tanzania volunteers at a local center where she spends time with sick and underprivileged children. This 23-year-old netball player is extremely passionate about climate change and sees herself as the next Greta Thunberg. Tanzania.
Thailand. Thailand started the We Are One campaign, promoting inclusivity for underprivileged children through sports, art, and music. This philanthropic 26-year-old other project, ABLE, works to improve the self-esteem of people with disabilities. Thailand.
Turkey. Turkey studied at 3 different universities, but was still able to earn her honors law degree in 4 years. This 23-year-old plans to get her master's in children's rights, so she can stand up for disadvantaged children around the world. Turkey.
Ukraine. Ukraine's career as a model was temporarily derailed when she was diagnosed with Bell's palsy 3 years ago. This 26-year-old remained positive and recovered quickly thanks to acupuncture and other medical treatment. Ukraine.
Uruguay. 21-year-old Uruguay speaks 3 languages fluently and is currently studying 2 others. She is an advocate for environmental protection and she hopes to bring more attention to the effects of marine pollution. Uruguay.
USA. 28-year-old USA overcame stress fractures in her spine to become a Division I track star. She's an ambassador for Dress for Success, an organization that empowers women to achieve economic independence. USA.
U.S. Virgin Islands. 28-year-old U.S. Virgin Islands is actively involved with the Boys and Girls Club, where she mentors children and assists them with their everyday lives. She's trained in classical piano and has received numerous competition awards. U.S. Virgin Islands.
Venezuela. Venezuela wants to promote courage and resilience in her country's youth. This 20-year-old former teacher spends her free time helping children with their homework and wants to eventually create her own clothing line. Venezuela.
Vietnam. 27-year-old Vietnam was born into poverty, growing up in a rural area where gender discrimination still exists. She proudly beat the odds, becoming an international model and funding her own non-profit organization. Vietnam.
Let's welcome back Sierra Leone, Singapore, Slovak Republic, South Africa, Spain, Sweden, Tanzania, Thailand, Turkey, Ukraine, Uruguay, USA, U.S. Virgin Islands, Venezuela, and Vietnam. Well, that brings us to the end of the evening gown competition. Let's give one more round of applause for all the ladies.
Let's hear it once again for all of our amazing contestants and the wonderful selection committee tonight. Remember, this year you can vote for one of the 90 delegates into the semifinals. Just head to vote.missuniverse.com for more information.
That's right. And how about a hand for my incredible co-host this evening, Catriona Gray. Be sure to follow all the action, learn more about the contestants, and watch the next Miss Universe's journey by following @Miss Universe on all social media accounts.
And be sure to tune